A solemn tribute to Fire Lieutenant Jason Menard as his body returns home to Worcester. The Worcester firefighter died battling a 4-alarm fire on Stockholm Street this morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemmon. The city of Worcester is mourning the loss of yet another firefighter killed in the line of duty. Officials say Lieutenant Menard died after helping 2 firefighters escape from a burning home after they all became trapped on the 3rd floor. We have team coverage tonight of the tragedy. We begin with our Anna Botari, who has more from the scene of the fire.
An early morning 4-alarm fire on Stockholm Street turned tragic.
Today, our city, once again, has suffered an unimaginable, devastating loss with the death this morning of Fire Lieutenant Jason Menard.
Lieutenant Jason Menard, along with his crew from Ladder 5, were the first to respond to the early morning call about a fire at this 3-decker where a baby was reportedly trapped. The crew was met with heavy flames on the 2nd floor as they battled high winds and freezing temperatures. Chief Michael Lavoie says the crew moved forward, making heroic efforts to search for people inside.
Lieutenant Menard heroically and selflessly saved his crew, helping a probationary firefighter to the stairs and then returning to rescue another trapped firefighter, assisting him out the window. Fire conditions overtook the 3rd floor at this time, and Lieutenant Menard was unable to escape.
Lieutenant Menard is remembered as a hard worker and someone who had a true passion for the job. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. The Menard family had planned to leave for vacation Wednesday afternoon.
As they had planned this morning to be on a trip to Disney, they are now instead planning a hero send-off. And as always, our Worcester firefighters will stand strong by that family, and we will send off Jason as he deserved and as he earned, and will support his family and his children for the rest of their lives.
Now, 3 other firefighters were taken to the hospital. 2 have since been released. The 3rd sustained serious injuries, but is expected to be okay. In Worcester, I'm Anna Botari, Worcester News Tonight.
It's a call all too familiar for the Worcester Fire Department. City leaders say they are amazed at the heroism of the department. Tonight, they are remembering Menard for his courage. Our Chandler Walsh joins us from the McEwen Road Station with more. Chandler.
Olivia, heavy hearts in the city tonight. People have been coming by here at the McEwen Road Station, dropping off items like flowers to pay their respects to fallen Fire Lieutenant Jason Menard. Lieutenant Menard was a member of Ladder 5 Group 2 here at the station. The city is mourning his loss.
Took care of his team, his men, and made sure that they were safe. And he did his job.
City leaders commend fallen Worcester Fire Lieutenant Jason Menard for his heroism. Lieutenant Menard died Wednesday morning in a multi-alarm fire.
To have this cruel loss early this morning is almost more than one city can bear.
City Council Public Safety Chair Kate Toomey went to the scene of the fire to support the department. She says it was clear how difficult conditions were in the cold and wind.
The back of it was completely open to the wind and really, fed that fire.
Toomey says Lieutenant Menard was a passionate and proud firefighter. She remembers watching him sworn in 2010 and promoted to lieutenant last year.
His family, was just so happy for him because he was exceptionally happy. He was a proud professional.
The city has suffered several line-of-duty deaths the past 2 decades. Local leaders say the community's reaction in these tragedies shows how strong Worcester is.
Every day our firefighters selfishly risk their lives without a second thought. It is an incredible act of heroism, dedication, and devotion.
We're a resilient city, and we've been through this before. And what we'll do is we'll wrap our arms around each other, and we will pull each other up.
The city says there will be an official memorial fund for Lieutenant Menard. Details to come. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
The grieving for Lieutenant Menard felt throughout the city today. Robert Cantwell lives nearby the scene of this morning's fire. He says it's a somber reminder of past tragedies for city residents.
Well, it's crazy. It's happened a little bit more often than it should be in Worcester. I think it's kind of something people really start to look at is the amount of this stuff happening. And next street over, it's crazy. I woke up and heard about it, so it's crazy.
And Cantwell says he wishes he knew the family living in the home better so he could reach out and offer help. Firefighters from across the state are paying tribute to Lieutenant Menard. Members of several departments gathered on bridges and roadways, each saluted as the procession carrying Menard's body to the medical examiner's office drove by. Governor Baker has ordered flags to be lowered to half staff at all state buildings until further notice. Lieutenant Jason Menard spent many years working at the Spectrum call center in Worcester. Our Abby Burke talks with a coworker who remembers their times together.
If he was here right now, what would you say to him?
I would thank him for the service to the Worcester community, and putting his life on the line every day. And I would stand back in awe of the man and the father that he is, with a lot of respect.
Lieutenant Jason Menard worked in the Spectrum call center in Worcester for a number of years with his wife Tina before joining the fire department. His coworkers would describe him as someone who would light up the room.
He was someone that really kept the mood fun and light, and hang out with him outside of work. The couple of times that we did, I can remember him having that same kind of joy of life, and just a jokester and being fun to be around.
When Jason left to chase his dreams of becoming a firefighter, his impact at Spectrum remained.
I can remember a time when he had left the company, and Tina had moved on too, and as one of the leaders in the building, the fire department had responded to a test call here, and Jason was one of them. And he, we caught eyes and we recognized each other very quickly, and he said, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're still here." And I think we all try to just find our place in life, and he certainly found it with the Worcester Fire Department.
A husband, father of 3, and friend of many, will always be remembered at Spectrum as someone they wish they had been able to spend more time with.
Just a great friend to have, and I wish that I knew him more outside of work, and over the past 15 years, where it was just in passing very quickly that I got to see him, but a dedicated employee to the Worcester Fire Department, and that's how he lived his life.
Now, Paquette also told me Jason was always a very caring person. He even remembers one Christmas when Jason and his wife gave him an ornament for his Christmas tree. In the studio, I'm Abby Burke, Worcester News Tonight.
Also in Worcester, crews were called to a second fire late this morning. A number of businesses, including a pet supply store, were damaged. Our Valerie Bell has more.
At another serious fire here in Worcester, this one affecting businesses on Pleasant Street. As you can take a look behind me right here and see that the fire broke out right to the side of the building. Now, firemen say that luckily everyone was able to make it out of this one safely. A little after 10 Wednesday morning, an unexpected scene broke out at Tatnock Postal Service.
Yeah, a lot of flames, a lot of smoke.
There are 6 businesses in the building. Workers say the fire is unlike anything they have ever seen before.
It's just unbelievable. My boss has had the store for 46 years, never had anything like this occur.
As the fire quickly spread, people inside the building were able to make their way to the streets.
We're told to get out, and so we took what we could.
And as quickly as those people were able to escape, Worcester Fire Department was able to respond to the 3-alarm fire.
And we just called 911 right away, and that thing was just, within seconds they were here. They were very quick response.
This is something the Worcester Fire Department is trained to do, but unfortunately has done more than expected in the last 24 hours.
The Worcester Fire Department was sworn to protect lives and property.
Chief Michael Lavoie responding to this scene just hours after losing one of their own in the line of duty. He says some of the same firefighters had to work both calls this morning.
Our men and women of our fire department are the best. They get up, go to work, they do their job.
Crews were able to put the fire out in just a few hours in temperatures below freezing.
I saw a couple of guys with water frozen on their hair from being splashed with water, It's just tough. God bless these guys.
With these below freezing temperatures and recent fires, Chief Lavoie says there is something we should keep in mind this time of year.
If you have like space heaters or electric heaters, you have to make sure you keep combustibles away from those heaters.
Chief Lavoie says there is a significant amount of smoke and water damage to the entire building. The cost of damage is still unknown at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Reporting in Worcester, Valerie Bell, Worcester News Tonight.
Historically, this time of year has been tough for the Worcester Fire Department. We are just weeks away from the 20th anniversary of the cold storage warehouse fire, killing 6 firefighters, the 2011 death of firefighter John Davies, and the 2018 death of firefighter Christopher Roy. Our Matt Restino joins us now with more on the history of the department. Matt.
That's right, Olivia. 9 Worcester firefighters have been killed in the line of action in the past 20 years. This memorial here to the Worcester 6 at the Franklin Street Fire Station is one of many tributes created by the community. Almost 20 years ago, a fire claimed the lives of 6 Worcester firefighters. Before the fire at the cold storage warehouse was even put out, the community began to pay tribute.
People started coming to the fire scene, leaving flowers, T-shirts, badges, all kinds of items.
In the days following the fire, memorials poured into fire stations around the city. More than 84,000 items have been collected and saved. Retired Fire Lieutenant Donald Courtney says the community's support helped the firefighters get through this difficult time.
And it could just be that mother pushing her child down the street, stopping for a minute and giving you a wave. That's all it took.
On Tuesday, the Worcester Red Sox announced they will retire the number 6 in honor of those firefighters who were killed. They will also set aside tickets at every game for loved ones of fallen firefighters.
It took about 2 minutes before we understood how central the role is of the firefighters and what they've endured, and their families and their friends and what they've endured.
There will be a temporary memorial at Union Station from November 30th through December 4th to honor the 20th anniversary of the fire.
The creation of a tribute exhibit to the Worcester 6 would give the community a place to learn about or revisit the events of December 3rd, 1999.
3 more firefighters have been killed in the line of duty in Worcester since then. Memorials to John Davies and Christopher Roy were created shortly following their deaths in 2011 and 2018. Courtney says he's certain the community will come out to honor Lieutenant Jason Menard in the same way.
You will see in the next few days, the next week or so, the citizens will be coming out for Lieutenant Menard. They will be there to help the firefighters.
There are plans to create a permanent memorial to the Worcester 6 at Union Station as well. The Worcester Historical Fire Society is accepting donations for the project. You can find more information at WFDmuseum.com. In Worcester, Matt Restino, Worcester News Tonight.